Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Hutchinson again, and today we're going to continue with scientific measurements, but we're going to talk about multiple metric conversions. So there is an extra step here in our multiple metric conversions that we didn't see with our single metric conversions in the video prior to this, so please make sure that you pay attention to that. Also, if you're still having trouble using reference table C, please refer to the video prior to this talking about single metric conversions, because we're going to utilize this again, that technique again, for this particular video. So the first question that we're going to come across or talk about is how many kilograms are there in 525 milligrams? So if we take a look at this, we're going to be talking about and converting from milligrams to kilograms. So we've got two conversion factors here. We've got kilos and we've got milli. So what we're going to do is use reference table C to pull these conversion factors out. So for kilo, we're going to use this one. And for milli, we're going to use this one right here. So let's use reference table C and let's make our conversion factors. So let's make our kilogram conversion factor over here on the left. Again, if you have trouble using reference table C still, please make sure you check out the video prior to this. So we've got 10 to the third grams equals 1 kilogram. And over here we've got milligrams. So we've got 10 to the negative third grams equals 1 milligram. Okay, so you're going to use both of these conversion factors when we are converting from milligrams to kilograms. If you don't have reference table C handy, please make sure that you do get that out because you will be using it for not only this particular section of the packet, but also the worksheet that comes after this. So since reference table C is used, again, another reason to have it out, you're going to have to convert through the base unit. What that means is we're going to have to convert from milligrams to grams, which is our base unit. And then, that says base unit in case you're wondering. And then from there, we're going to have to convert from grams to kilograms. So we're going to use both of those conversion factors that we just created. We can put them all into one T-chart, or you can have them in two separate T-charts. It is up to you, whatever you're more comfortable with. So, step one, just like we have been doing, we're going to make our T-chart. And we're going to place whatever is in the question on top. So in our instance, it was 525 milligrams. So it's starting off just the same as we were for our single metric conversions video. So now, for step 3, we put the units of whatever it is that's in the top left down in the bottom right so we can cancel them out. So we're basically making our T-chart just like we were before. So we've got boom, boom. We've got our 525 milligrams up here. So that means that our milligrams must go down here. What I want you to take note of, though, in particular, is step 4. It says put the base unit in the top right. So what that means is now we're just simply using the conversion factor that we wrote way back on, I think, the second slide. So our 10 to the negative third grams equals 1 milligram. So we're going to be using this conversion factor here. And since we're going to be using this conversion factor, we're going to use our base unit and place that on the top. So now we can cross off milligrams and we can continue on with our conversion. So now I have advanced our slides just a little bit, so I've redrawn everything, and we're going to talk a little bit about step 5. So step 5 you have seen before. You want to put a 1 in front of whatever unit has the prefix in it. So basically we're going to use our conversion factor here. We're going to place our 1 in front of our milligrams, and then put whatever the prefix means in front of the base unit. So since we have 10 to the negative third, let's place our 10 to the negative third up here. However, we're not done, because one thing I want you to take note of is the fact that we've only converted to grams. We need to continue to convert to kilograms. So we have to add a step, step 7. So as you can see, all I've done is just rewritten everything, but I've extended our T-chart. I've extended our T-chart by one little section here. That section is going to allow us to convert from grams to kilograms. So you'll notice that all we have to do now is just simply take what units are given here, and we need to find a way to cancel them out. So I just am going to rewrite our kilogram conversion factor. So 10 to the third grams equals 1 kilogram. So we're going to take our unit that is up top here, which happens to be our base unit, it is our grams. We're going to place that unit down in the bottom right. So now we can cancel them out. We're then going to place the unit that we're looking to convert to, so kilograms, in the upper right. And we're going to place the numbers that are in front of them, of each respective unit, in front of each unit found in our T-chart. So we've got a 1 placed in front of our unit with the prefix, and 10 to the third placed in front of our base unit, because that's what our conversion factor says. Now we're simply going to multiply straight across. So we're going to multiply the top together, and we're going to multiply the bottom. And in doing so, we're going to come up with an answer. So let's go ahead and write that down. I just advanced the slide a little bit, so you didn't have to watch me write this all down again. I figured you would appreciate that. So let's write down what's going on. So we're going to multiply 525 times 10 to the negative third, of course, times 1. And then on the bottom, we've got 1 times 10 to the third. So then you're going to wind up with 0.525 divided by 10 to the third. And when we do that calculation, we're going to wind up with, not in scientific notation, of course, but 0.000525, or if you want to put that into scientific notation, it's just simply 5.25 times 10 to the negative fourth kilograms. Okay, so that is how multiple metric conversions work. So let's try these. Let's use reference table C, and let's go ahead and try them. The first thing you want to do is draw your T-chart, your multiple T-charts. In some cases, you're going to be doing more than one calculation, or more than 2 conversions, I guess I should say. So just be aware of that, but that typically happens when we go from metric to non-metric, so in our next video. So once we've done that, let's read what it is we're converting to and from. So it says how many kilograms are there in 682 milligrams. So that means that looking at reference table C, we're using our conversion for milli, and we're also using our conversion for kilo. So let's write these two conversion factors. So for kilo, it is 10 to the third grams equals 1 kilogram. And for milligrams, it's 10 to the negative third grams equals 1 milligram. So, continuing on with what we're doing, let's write our given in the upper left. So we have 682 milligrams. Because we're starting with milligrams, we're going to start with our milligram conversion here. So let's go ahead and plug that in. Since we have milligrams here, that means we must put milligrams down below in the middle so that they can cancel out. We'll put our grams on top because looking at our conversion factor over here, it's dealing with grams. That is our base unit. You do have to convert through the base unit doing this using reference table C. So we've got 1 milligram, then we have 10 to the negative third grams goes on top. Now that we've converted into grams, we can then continue to convert to kilograms. So we've got grams up top now. So we're going to put grams down here so that they can cancel. We're going to put kilos or kilograms on top, and we'll place the numbers that are in front of each factor, or each prefix, or I should say each unit. That's the word I'm looking for. And we'll place a 1 in front of kilograms. We'll multiply straight across, so 682 times 10 to the negative third divided by 10 to the negative third will in fact give us an answer of, and I put it into scientific notation, and our value came out to be 6.82 times 10 to the negative fourth kilograms. Okay. So now, moving on to the next one. How many centimeters are there in 393 micrometers? So, let's figure out what it is we're converting to, what it is we're converting from. So, we're converting from micrometers to centimeters. So that means for reference table C, we're going to be taking a look at our micro conversion factor as well as our centi conversion factor. So let's go ahead and write these. So I'm just going to use whatever space I have up here. So we've got our centimeter conversion factor. So it's 10 to the negative 2 meters equals 1 centimeter. And for micrometers, we've got 10 to the negative 6 meters equals 1 micrometer. So those are our two conversion factors. Now that we have that, we can take what's given, place it in the upper left, 393 micrometers, and we can convert. So knowing that we're starting with micrometers, that means that we're going to be using our micrometer or micrometer conversion factor. So we've got micrometers up here, so we're going to put that same unit in the middle so that they can cancel. We're going to put our meters in the top middle. Reason why we do that is, again, if you take a look at the conversion factor, when we're converting from micrometers, we're converting directly to meters. So that's what we have to use. We're going to place the values that are in front of each of the corresponding units. So we've got a 1 in front of our micrometers. We've got a 10 to the negative 6 in front of our meters. So now that we're in meters, we're almost there. So we are going to place our meters unit using our next conversion factor from meters to centi. Place our meters in the bottom right so they can cancel. We'll place the unit we're looking to convert to, centimeters, on top. And then just simply looking at our conversion factor, we're going to place the numbers in front of the appropriate units. So we've got a 1 in front of centi and a 10 to the negative 2 in front of meters. So now we simply multiply straight across. So again, what that means is going to multiply the top. So 393 times 10 to the negative 6 times 1. And then on the bottom, we're going to multiply the bottom. So 1 times 10 to the negative 2, and then we will simply divide. And in doing all of that, we will come out with our answer of 0.0393 centimeters. Which makes sense because centi is a larger unit than micro, so our numbers should in fact be smaller. Okay? If you had any trouble doing these, I suggest you rewatch that video that we just went through. So now what you're going to do is you're going to do converting metric units worksheet number 2. This is our multiple metric conversion worksheet. You're going to use all of the steps that we just discussed. So you're going to be converting from macrograms to macrograms to milligrams. So one conversion factor that you do not have that you will in fact need for this is that 10 to the 6th grams equals 1 macrogram. Mega, not macro. That's a silly thing. Mega, it's mega. Who's a silly head? I am. So the big M is mega. That's what that means. Brain fart. Okay, so that is what you're going to be using. Other than that, you're going to be using reference table C to help you. So if you don't have that out, again, for the 3rd time, please make sure that you get that out. And do all of these, and then you can check your answers. And I will see you with our next video.